Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Mick Rock and Bolt Show. I am your co-host, Mike Mick Rock Wilson, and this is my review for last night's episode of TNA Impact Wrestling live in Orlando, Florida, in Universal Studios. Yes, that's right. They're back in Universal Studios, and after just a few short weeks, they're going on the road permanently, starting in Chicago, Illinois. For this review of TNA Impact, I'm going to start off with my strongest point and the weakest point, and then I'll get to some results of the show and my take on those results. My big highlight, the big strong point, was at the end of TNA when Kurt Angle unmasked the VP of Aces and Eights, and the camera was on Kurt Angle and not on the VP who was on the ground beaten by Kurt Angle, and his reaction really told it all. And I'm wondering who this VP is, who Kurt Angle saw. And I like the idea of leaving the audience wanting to tune in next week to see who it is. So I like that TNA, the way they ended on a note where they left the audience wanting for more. Kurt Angle got the answer, but no one else knows the answer, so keep it up, TNA, for leaving the audience wanting for more. That is the good way to end off the TNA episode. My weakest points, and it is a little sad, but the way I'll put it is this: the Divas. The Knockouts division, I find, is really, they do a lot more wrestling than they do in the other company. I'll just leave it at that. But I felt that the Divas Championship match between Tara and Velvet Sky was very one-sided. I knew Velvet was going to retain her title. I knew Tara was going to lose. It was just one-sided. The match itself wasn't the best Knockouts wrestling match I've seen on any week of TNA. But still, you do got to give credit for what they put in the ring. And so, at least something good came out of it. But actually, the other thing that came good out of that match was Taryn Terrell. She was on fire as the referee in that match. And later on, they had a gut check match between two up-and-coming knockouts. And they are Evelise Velez. I think I have that name pronounced right. And Lady Tappa. Signed them both. Really. I think those two put on an excellent match. I would give that my sub-win, so to speak. I thought that was an excellent, tremendous Divas match. It was reminiscent of David versus Goliath. And yes, sign them both. I thought Lady Tupper really got the audience involved. Really gave the audience invested into the match. And the way Velez won the match by submission, I like that the underdog got the tap-out victory. And it's very old school and classic when it comes to Divas matches, so I like that little old school feel aspect to that match. The show kicked off with Bully Ray, Jeff Hardy. Those two had some words for each other for their upcoming match. Even though they are babyface and face, one's the champ, Jeff Hardy's the champ, and Bully Ray's a babyface. I like that two good guys, as they refer to good guys and bad guys. I like that the two good guys in the main event for the TNA World Champ are good guys, and it really wouldn't make sense if Jeff Hardy faced an Aces and Eights member only because it would be obvious that an Aces and Eights member wouldn't win the match, and therefore, hence, Aces and Eights would take over TNA permanently. So I like that they're giving a slow build towards maybe something happening, someone maybe turning heel. Who knows? And shortly after, gotta love Bad Influence. Love them or hate them, you have to respect for what they do for the past years they've been in TNA. Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels came out and interrupted the parade. And as the old cliche goes, here comes the challenge, tag team match. They had an excellent outing, and I thought it was a good ending to their tag team match when Bully Ray and Jeff Hardy got the victory with a Swanton Bomb. Also, let's see, Austin Aries versus Hernandez. What I gotta say about Austin Aries is that every little thing he does is gold. It's kind of like with CM Punk in the WWE. Every little thing he does is gold. The same thing applies with Austin Aries. He is an excellent performer in the ring, on the microphone, anything that he does, especially his partner Bobby Roode. I mean, even though he wasn't on, I like that that they didn't have to show him. They really didn't need Bobby Roode for this episode. It was cool to see Austin Aries taking on someone who was bigger than him, just to see what he could pull off in the ring with a bigger superstar than he is. In size, I mean. Kenny King is the new X Division champion. He bet Rob Van Dam last night, and there was a little botch with the ref with a 3 count. No, he did count 3, it was 2. He had the shoulder up, or did he? He did have the shoulder. Really what happened was there is that the ref counted 1, 2, 3, but he noticed that the shoulder was up, so he just wavered it off. It is a good thing that the ref noticed that right away before he rang the bell. And I like that Kenny King won the match. He won the X Division Championship because now we got something to look forward to. We got a rematch coming up, maybe at Lockdown, maybe in the near future on TNA Impact Wrestling. And let's see, Sting. Sting names his team to take on Aces and Eights. The Sergeant at Arms Devon. Here's the interesting thing. The Sergeant at Arms Devon already has his team. He don't need to say who it is. We already knew it was going to be Garrett Bischoff, Mike Knox, the Doc, who was Luke Gallows in the WWE, and Mr. Anderson, who was Mr. Kennedy in the WWE. I like that Devon really didn't have to name his team because he already had his. It was Sting that had to name his team. He had Samoa Joe. He would be an obvious choice. So would James Storm. And Magnus. And the return of Eric Young. I like Sting's team because each of these 4 members had an altercation or 2 with the Aces and Eights. So at least there's history with Sting's 4 picks from Aces and Eights, because there was one point in time where Sting's 4 superstars had a altercation with or a fight with any Aces and Eights members. Let's see. And Robbie E and Robbie T. Those girls. The bro-off. Yes. What happened was, it was a promo when Robbie E was in the ring. He cut a promo, said that he wanted Robbie T to have a spotlight. He'll step aside. Let's do a bro-off. Robbie E will go first, and then Robbie T. And then, out of nowhere, with the sign, Robbie E smashed Robbie T. And here's what I liked about it. Robbie E done the pose. Robbie T turned around with the poster still on his head and made a face like he was going to kill Robbie E. And of course, Robbie E always oversells his little act. I love it. It's gold. It's just like Austin Aries, only in a more flamboyant way, so to speak. And the whole thing was just funny. I don't know why Robbie E is so funny. Keep him around. And I like this little rivalry he got going with Robbie T, and let's keep it going. Let's make it more entertaining, more funny, please. Keep it going for as long as possible until it does eventually die down. Well, that's all I have to say about this TNA review. I am your co-host, Mike McRock Wilson, for the McRock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show. Get plenty of rest, and always do your best.